Welcome back to Steadfast Homestead. All right, so we got a lot of work to do today. We need to set up 3 sheep pens. What we are going to do in this final week that we are here is set up 3 sheep pens and move them every single day. So a little bit of backstory. We bought a $100 mower, riding mower, when we first moved to this place. Old Trusty died last year, and so we bit the bullet and got a little bit more expensive but new to us mower. Unfortunately, we've put more money into that mower than what we would have in a brand new one. So lesson learned there. And it still doesn't run. So looking at our needs for our future place, we really just need something to kind of do around the house. We don't need a big giant thing. Eventually it would be nice to have a big giant mower. But right now a little push mower is just going to do great. So we were evaluating what type of push mower do we get? Do we get gasoline, or do we try out the new electric ones? Well, we took a gamble and we're like, hey, let's try out this new electric one. The battery is supposed to last about 50 minutes, which is what you're good for mowing for before you need a break. And we'll see how much we like it. All right, so you can kind of see where this long grass is right here. This is gonna be one grassy knoll that we're gonna set up our fencing at. Kind of see the longer grass underneath that tree over there. And then of course, what once used to be our garden is gonna be the 3rd paddock. In between here is where we run our orchard and everything, and so we want to just kind of hand mow through here, and that way we don't have the sheep destroying the trees. I'm going to set up the sheep pen so I can show you exactly what we have left to mow, and you can kind of watch the thing in action.
On my bike.
I'm having a hard time with this net being all tangled. This unfortunately got all tangled, and so it's gonna be quite the mess just to kind of pick up and untangle it and get the netting spread out. This netting, or halfway through setting up this net, my youngest needed to go lay down, so I just put her down for her nap. She finally went down after fighting me for hours and hours, so hopefully I can get this set up pretty quick now. Alright, so we need to cut this little area a little bit behind that tree over there, and just on the outskirts of that I need to straighten up that net so it's taut, and then that little area. And I need to cut a square out of this big mess so we can get the fencing through. And this is really why we bought this mower, so we can kind of cut through things instead of weed whacking. So the land weed whacks their stuff, but we're going to use a mower to kind of cut through it. Now this thing looks great, and we were really excited to have something electric, you know, the whole Go Green movement. And also eventually we'd like to get to solar powers, which means, and wind power, like alternative sources of energy, which means you're going to need batteries. And so we thought, well, why don't we get a battery operated mower? And I do like the fact that this thing is very lightweight. It is very easy to start up. A gas mower, like you throw your back out trying to get this thing started. It's also very heavy to do gas, and as a woman I like things to be a little bit lighter because it's easier for me to control, maneuver, and I don't have to exert as much. So how you get this thing going is that this is where you can store your extra battery, and you plop it into this one. You use this button here to check, so you can see it has all 4 bars. It's a full battery. Top the thing down. It does have a little black thing that you can put in there to help shoot out the grass. Full confession, I lost it this morning while mowing. Oh, look who's up! Daddy had to go get some fencing, so guess who's my little helper? Pull this up so my little sun's out of your eyes. Now we got this with one battery, knowing that the battery, according to the box, the battery said it should last about 50 minutes. Unfortunately, that lasts about 15 if your grass is very thick and it's wet. And like, because we live in Michigan, it rains pretty much every other day, our grass is always wet. So unless your grass was just cut the day before, this thing really struggles to get through it. And it only lasts about actually 15 minutes when the mower is really going. Because it adjusts, what happens is that the mower adjusts to how thick your grass is. So if you go through a thick spot, it'll kick up. Otherwise, then it slows down, and that's how it gets to 50 minutes. In all honesty, the battery isn't strong enough to really get to 50 minutes. We really need like 4 batteries just to get through an hour. And that's just, it's not very efficient or effective. We would like to use it just to kind of cut trails and to maintain around our house in the future place. And hopefully then it should be able to do that. But as like a 1.5 acres, we're gonna push through like a Homestead, like your reliable mower. I do not recommend battery whatsoever. I'm very frustrated. It's like 3 hours of charge time to get 15 minutes of actual work in. And for me, it's really frustrating. To start this thing, all you do is push this button down and pull back this lever. That's as loud as it gets too. It's not very loud. If I release that, it kills the mower. It's actually quieter than our trimmer, and it's quieter than most road noise. So that's really nice. It's not super duper loud. Now, of course, after I was saying, hey, it doesn't last very long, keep shutting off, you heard it kind of shut off, but then it kind of restarts itself. I was able to kind of cut a square through here, see where I ended up over there, and it actually handled it really well. Even going through kind of that tall thicket, I ended up going through the edge of it. So now I can kind of set up the fence around a square and not have to worry about stepping through ticks or the fencing not laying straight on the ground. Yeah, this isn't looking good. I mowed. So this is where I mowed. And as you can see, it did a pretty good job for going through some pretty thick bush. I completely missed these guys, but hey, you know what? Chalk it up to some dull blades. So to go twice around this thing took half a battery. And granted, we did have to go through quite a bit of long grass. Like I had to cut through this stuff. Hey sheep. Hey sheep. No, I didn't even start from over here. I'm gonna wait till these guys move and turn off the fence, and then I can get over here safely. All I managed to wrap up tonight, you can kind of tell the lines, is this square. And cut down around the fire pit a little bit more. I managed just to get pretty much twice around the outside and like 2 times here and like kind of half an in. And yes, the grass is very long. There's not even a charger. But now I have to wait 3 hours just to go again. So I can't mow anymore tonight because in 3 hours the sun's gonna be down. I had to wrap up this video on another day just because of how things got going. But it's been very difficult to kind of keep up with our yard because we can only get about that much done at a time. And even though most of this was actually cut in less than a week ago, it's growing back so quickly. We've had so much rain, and it's just, well, that's part of Michigan. We just live near Great Lakes. So we just have everything just grows so incredibly quickly up here. But yeah, so Hope you enjoyed my review. And all in all, it's a good mower if you have a small backyard, if it doesn't rain, or if you have no backyard, it's awesome with that. Hoping that it will help us kind of get around the corners pretty quick. It's nice that it's light and easily maneuverable. So that is nice. So when I have to get through things, I can easily carry it over or push it over to there without having to exert a lot of energy. But yeah, it doesn't do well if it's like your only mower for any large piece of property. It's good for kind of like just following up a large mower. So anyways, let me know your thoughts below if you know of a better electric one, or your experience with electric things, or just your thoughts on electric motors in general. Yeah, let me know below. So thanks for watching. Take care. Till next time, y'all. Bye-bye.